Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Breaking Kayfabe Express. I'm here, Drew, no gimmicks needed, Radley, Crystal in the bowels of AMC 6 in Burbank, and we have Grace and Orr in the house as always. And today we are going to look at a movie called Supergirl. It stars Helen Slater, psych. No, it stars Millie Alcock from Game of Thrones, the spinoff, House of the Dragons, correct? And how everybody
Yeah.
has a super normal, non-weird reaction to this entire movie. So, yeah, we are definitely gonna talk about that. As the box office is going, the number one movie in the world is Toy Story 5. It's been going on for 30 years, and it's still impressive that the fact that they were able to continue this, kind of unprecedented that they even did this. Like, I'm looking at the box office mojo now because we're recording this on a Sunday, and Toy Story 5 was the winner this week, and then Supergirl comes in second. But Obsession is still there. Jackass Best and Last is number 4. Disclosure Day, which our previous episode, is number 5. Backrooms finally fell out of the top 5 after multiple weeks in there, about 5 weeks. It's made $184 million domestically. So it's pretty impressive. Mandalorian and Grogu still there for some reason. Masters in the Universe.
I was gonna say though, with Supergirl, it's also interesting. I know it's like second at the box office, but it's like the numbers are more interesting because it's like, look how much it made on the weekend. I think it made like what, 60 million, something like that, and it's being compared to very, very more worse movies like Mobius from the Chuds. But that's just me jumping out of it, I guess.
And it's weird because I feel like placement helps with box office. And I think this movie got placed in such a precarious situation because you want to get it out before the Odyssey wipes everything away. But also, you want to get it out, like, if they would have released this next week, it probably would have done better.
It would have done much better next week because it would have been the 4th of fucking July weekend, and Superman is about as American as apple pie.
But
it would have done much better. The Superman brand.
The Minions are just going to be the number one movie because of that. So, like, which I'm excited to see that Minions movie. Like, it's placed in 1920s Hollywood, and it's essentially Singing in the Rain meets King Kong. So, I'm very excited for that movie. Placement means a lot to movies, and they don't really master that anymore, and that is shocking.
I blame Warner though more than anything because the same weekend this comes out, their all bro movie comes out, which is Jackass, because now they own Paramount, or Paramount owns Warner Brothers. They have kind of like 2 movies opening the same weekend, different audiences. But
Yeah.
I think to your point, Jerry, it's the power of the IP. It's Toy Story. It's nostalgia driven for sure.
Yeah.
The kids that saw it are now adults with their own kids, majority of them, and now they're taking their kids to go see it.
I mean, the franchise came out 31 years ago, so like.
No, I've told you, I remember seeing the very first Toy Story at the El Capitan when they decorated it up to look like Pizza Planet back in 1996.
Yeah.
Which was a long time ago.
That's insane to just think about that. That has been the driving force for Pixar. Like,
yeah,
you know,
I still maintain that there should not have been a Toy Story 4. That one is weird and you don't need it. This one makes more sense. The 4th one, I don't know why that's there.
I mean, I
don't know
still
why we
haven't
have
seen it.
Fucking
So, like,
spoon, a spork.
I know I'm gonna Forky. Here in the Home Wrestling League Express, I like to do a merch spotlight. So yesterday, when we went to go see Supergirl, I went to the AMC theater and I purchased.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you actually bought that thing?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we have it. We have the storied penis cup, the fleshlight.
But you know, shout out to
You want to know how far reaching? You want to know how far reaching the jokes about this thing are? So I have a friend in a country that is about 12 hours ahead of us, and when I told them about this, they were like, "Please don't tell me that he bought the Supergirl fleshlight."
Goddamn right I I did.
And I was like, he bought it.
God damn.
Oh. But you know what? I do love that it comes with that little crypto thing. The little crypto thing is very cute. Take that off so we can see it. It's very adorable. Look at that.
It's super
That's
dope.
cool. I like that.
It's a baby crypto.
I'm amazed how far that got. Like, not even R&D or some guy was like, it looks like what we all think it does. He's just like, yeah, fuck it.
I don't like that one bit. I need a lot of those.
Green light it, print them off, and then they print them
Well, I
off. They're like,
mean-
wait a minute.
Didn't the Dune popcorn bucket made it all the way out? So
Yeah.
someone in their R&D is clearly having a good time.
Like,
Yeah,
we
like,
get away with it, guys. Don't worry. They're not gonna know the difference. They're all fucking above
fine.
the age of 50.
and
They're like, they
honestly-
don't care. They don't know.
Honestly, if you make the coat a little bit darker, I don't think we're having the same problem. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's way too flesh toned.
Yeah.
It's not brown or tan enough. It needs to be like more flesh brown tan. It looks like what it looks like, you know?
It's the cape. Yeah. It's really.
Does she wear a base?
It's called the gripper cup. No, it's not. It is.
Are they selling those here? I hope not.
Yeah. Like,
There's no getting around it.
yeah, it was just a weird design, and I guess it works. You know, like the fact that 'cause
Made you buy one.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I thought it was gonna sell out, and like when I got closer into the line, I'm like, oh fuck, they haven't sold these out yet. This movie's gonna bomb. That was the moment where I'm like,
he was like, yes, good for me.
I got the cup, but I also got another piece of merch spotlight. I went to KFC today and I picked up the Supergirl meal.
I guess this is the place?
Yep.
One KFC Supergirl Ultimate Meal.
Instructions say leave on ledge. And give a girl some room. Also, don't pet the dog. Who's a cat?
Okay, someone has the zoomies.
The KFC Supergirl Ultimate Meal is here with 3 heroic Supergirl sauces and an out-of-this-world Kryptonian cooler. Get it now, only at KFC. See Supergirl in theaters June 26th.
Oh,
Check it
I
out.
didn't know they did a collab.
Is it good?
See.
It's just, you know, a meal inside, but the thing I wanted to talk about is the sauces. And the sauces are Supergirl Solar Honey Mustard right here.
nice. Sounds tasty.
Ruthie's Sweet Chili Revenge.
I love that. Sweet chili revenge.
And then the
That's
Lobo Wild Ranch.
Is it
I want
spicy
that
ranch?
one.
Yeah.
Is it spicy ranch?
It's Wild Ranch. I don't know. I haven't tried this.
Oh.
But it does. You can wash it down with a blue Supergirl drink. that
So,
has
What does it taste
Lobo.
like?
I don't know. I'm gonna do a taste test right now
Oh,
because
live. We're getting a live one. This is great.
exactly because Soda and me don't agree anymore, so I let it go flat. It's not bad. It's very sweet. It's like they have
Is it lemonade?
it's starry and it's like a blue it's like a blue syrup that they put in there.
Oh, it's probably like blue curacao then. It's like citrusy. Is it citrusy?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
It's called I think I have it up here. The Supergirl Kryptonite Cooler. Both 2Ks. It's Kryptonite Cooler.
No. They were living on the edge with that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Gonna add a third K in there and say fuck it, Black Klansman it. Spike Lee joint Supergirl.
They could have put Kara in front of that.
Kara's Kryptonite Cooler.
See?
There you go.
All 3 sauces are delicious.
Oh, good. Which one's the best?
I think the Ruthie Sweet Chili is the best.
Okay. What does the wild ranch taste like? Is it spicy or is it more savory?
It's more savory. Like there's a lot more pepper in it.
Oh, so there's pepper. Okay,
Mm.
just put more peppers. That makes sense.
Interesting.
It sounds like the Popeyes blackened ranch,
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
where they put like a spice in there, but it's still ranch. Yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
sounds like. Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
And I see the truth.
So the movie starts off with Supergirl traveling with her dog Crypto to a couple different planets for her 23rd birthday. There's an episode of Rick and Morty that kind of came out last year that does this, where they're going all around the galaxy just partying and shit. It's just weird to see something like that where you see it and you think to yourself, didn't somebody already do this? Didn't your same corporation already do this?
Yeah, but I don't think that makes it any lesser, right? Because everything's a copy or steal something else, even within its own circle, right?
Yeah. Before we really get going into it, there has been so much controversy about this movie existing because women, and we hate women here. You're trying to tell me that this movie is worse than like a Daredevil or an Elektra or Catwoman,
Morbius,
like Mobius,
Madam
Madam
Web.
Web. Like you're trying to tell me this movie is worse than all of it. Like Jonah Hex came out, the Green Lantern came out. There are significantly worse movies, but I feel that so much of the internet hates women, so they were just like, "This is the worst movie ever." I'm like, "You can't convince me that this is the worst movie ever." Like,
Well, it's because for a lot of them, she's not a lot of Supergirls have been very traditionally femininely pretty. And she is pretty, but she has a sort of like, what's the vibe I'm looking for? She has a sort of like, tough yet vulnerable, sort of like cute, sort of like pixie-ish, sort of like tough, cute girl look instead of like the traditionally pretty women that you associate with the Supergirl role, because that's usually what happens. They're usually very pretty because Kryptonians are supposed to be these like beautiful, perfect people, supposedly. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
Millie Alcock looks a little. What is it we said
punk
the other
rock.
day we were talking about? Yeah, she looks punk rock. She looks like she's and she also looks very British. She's not very American looking, if that makes sense. Like we all agreed on this last night. We were talking to someone else.
Yeah,
She looks very, like, oi, mister. She looks
she's
very like that.
Australian. Yeah,
Oh, she is. Okay. So she's
she's
okay.
Australian.
So she's an Aussie. All right. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
that's the same.
That's why she's got that. That makes sense, actually. Yeah. But no, like she's not this soft, pretty, ultra feminine. You know what I'm saying? That soft, pretty, ultra feminine look that I think a lot of them want from this. Because has Supergirl been in any other recent movies? I'm trying to remember.
she's been
She
on
was just in the
TV.
last. She was
Is it
just
just TV? I know there was that girl that played her.
Melissa Benoit played her
Yes.
in their own show from the CW. That was like the most famous one
Yeah.
recently.
and then
And
you
I
had
remember,
Nightly,
yeah.
Bomb in the '80s with Helen Slater, which is complete
Oh,
dog
well, we're
shit.
not going to talk about that.
No, I will because I just saw because
um,
subconsciously and kind of hilariously, I watched the Helen Slater one before watching this.
more recently, she was in the Flash movie.
Oh, that's right. Okay. But she was very different in that, wasn't she?
She was
forgot
still
about that.
Supergirl, but yeah, she was very good. She was a Hispanic woman playing Supergirl.
Weird. We didn't hear
And,
anything about that. That's like,
Well, that
well,
was
that movie just
writer strike.
writer strike, and we had the lead actor have a lot of problems
Yeah,
on
this is true. I remember a lot about that.
that motherfucker was terrorizing.
Yeah, but from watching the
Hawaii.
movie with my own eyes, she was the bright spot. Um, she did carry the S very well. The only bright spot between her and Keaton, but Keaton's nostalgia. That's a different movie.
Yeah, but all of that doesn't quite jive with me. I will watch like any movie and I'll watch any superhero movie and I'll give it a chance, but I'm not gonna go online and be like, this is the worst piece of shit ever solely because it has women. Because I'm a guy, I like
Right?
women, so
Well, I also Drew, correct me if I'm wrong, but I also feel like this has also been something since James Gunn's taken over DC. You had the fucking center bros who just can't move on. They'll do whatever they can to do this sham is the James Gunn universe because their boy Zach, who, you know, he's a very visual filmmaker, let's just say that. He got this fandom because he made a Rated R Superman movie, which was a disaster. And the bros love it because they themselves don't understand the fundamental issues of their own movies. So when he gets removed and James Gunn takes over, who actually understands storytelling better, and it's shown even in Zack Snyder's best movie that he directed, James Gunn wrote, in Dawn of the Dead remake.
hmm,
And you see how good James Gunn is with Guardians, where he was even brought in to write the dialogue for the Avengers movies when those characters were around.
yeah.
And you see a better, more promising Superman with his from 2 years ago with David Cornsweet.
Yeah.
Years
Last
over two, and it was a beautiful movie. And then they get all mad because they just don't understand what Superman stands for anymore.
It's like,
But I digress.
it's too woke.
It's very
Superman
much that.
saving
They
people.
just don't get what they want, so they go to the bottom barrel of blaming or getting mad at something. So for Supergirl, unfortunately, is because she is a girl. And
Superman
one,
saving
they don't
Palestinian
go
children.
outside and know what a real woman looks like. So they get all fucking mad and sad when it's not a fucking model that will say hi to them.
They get very
And
mad when it's not, what they're generating with AI on their downtime.
Yeah, 'cause I've
correct.
seen way too
And
many.
Millie is a beautiful human being. So I don't know what they're looking at.
It's insane. It's very the times we're living in right now. These things where you have these certain types of men who are just like you have to be this beautiful, but then also they're like the other side of it is them saying other weird stuff, and I'm just like I don't understand you guys, and it's just because like you said they're not getting their way, and they're so used to being catered to in every way possible. Like I have this thing down, later in my likes and stuff, but as a woman who's been, watching a lot of movies, reading a lot of stories since I was very young, one of my like iconic, characters that I always loved, one was Han Solo and one was Indiana Jones. I had to relate to that character who was a fucking 35-year-old man for my whole life as one of the coolest characters that I thought represented some facets of my personality. And now there's a female character who I, get to relate to as a woman and as someone who probably would act like she does, which is cussing and being a bit of an asshole. Like it's very fun to see her occupy this role in the story where she's this hot mess, unapologetic kind of, dickhead because she's going through some shit. And you usually only get to reserve that kind of nonsense for men because they get to act like giant babies walking around. Everyone else has to put up with their shit. Usually women.
I just feel like fandom just argues in bad faith now because
They all do it. They all do it. Every single fandom is not about actually engaging with the property anymore. It's all about who has the hottest take for the longest period of time and who can be the most right and who can like prove the most people wrong. And it's incredibly exhausting because I am what they call a fandom granny in certain online spaces because I've, been in there since the early 2000s. Back in 2002, 2003, when I just graduated high school and I was first getting into like online fandom, it was literally just a space to talk about the stuff you loved with people who liked it, who were like from so far away that you couldn't meet in person with. And, you built communities. You wrote fan fiction together. You did fan art together. You wrote like stories. You created stuff out of something you already loved together. Or you just had spaces where you just talked all about it and what you loved about it. And now it's this complete other thing. And I'm just like, I really don't engage with it unless I absolutely have to.
I've seen too many AI things of Sydney Sweeney be Supergirl, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm
So
like, have you seen her act? Like that is.
They don't care about the acting, Drew. You know that.
Oh, sorry.
they don't. They don't care about anything going up above this level. And I'm not saying that meanly. I'm just saying that's what they like about her.
Because she had those series of movies that didn't hit, and then they get the house sitter. And if you actually
No, that wasn't
watch,
the house. Was it the house sitter or the housewife?
uh, is the house
I gotta look it. I'll look it up.
the house
I'm
guest
looking it up.
is the house guest? That movie comes out and it does really well, and everybody's like, "See, she is box office gold." I'm like, Amanda Seyfried is carrying this movie to greatness. Like this movie would suck if she wasn't in there. Amanda Seyfried
It's the
is
housemaid.
housemaid.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, I was trying to say that.
She's fun to watch in it, but you're right. Amanda Seyfried is just
She's the actual
she's great.
star. And I just feel like all of that's in bad faith just because, you've seen her breast a couple times. Sorry to be sexist, but like that's literally why a lot of guys will die for that woman.
And it's sad too because I think Sydney Sweeney is really good in called Reality, which is an HBO movie
Mm-hmm.
about the real person leaking out FBI knowledge of Trump, and I thought that was fantastic, and it really showcased her acting ability. But then we get a boxing movie with her and Amanda carrying her, and the housekeeper movie. So it's like unfortunate for Sydney Sweeney, but she's also who she is because she doesn't apologize for anything that she's done in the past because it's all in her genes.
It's terrible.
That was incredible. Kudos to you.
The movie starts off with Tara just going around And this is one of the things I was just like, I kind of wish they did more because if you're not going to show her be a party girl, like 365 party girl, shout out to Charlie. Like, if you're not going to do that, have her like dance. You know what I'm saying? Like, have her just go to every club, drink, dance, do all, like, we only saw her drink. Because, like,
She dances a little bit. She tried to. She was
She tried
trying.
to before Ruthie
She's
shows
got the
up.
little disco ball.
I kind of wanted her to just be Charlie XCX Rat era, where I'm like, okay, this girl's a mess. Like, she's,
I mean, I get what you're saying. I think they were going more for a sad vibe. And usually when you're kind of sad and a little, I don't want to say pathetic, but when you're just kind of like in that kind of a rut, you're not out there doing like the fun party stuff. You're out there drinking yourself to sleep, is what you're doing. And that's what she's doing.
yeah.
I think they really wanted to hit the sad grief thing more than the running away from my feelings by partying thing. That's the vibe I got from it.
I think she was just grieving, and that's how she
Yeah.
was partying, dealing with it. It's very, to me, like, it's like Star-Lord, but that's fine because, James is James. But I liked Supergirl's version of it a little bit more. I did like that she was partying to just go get her grieving of, A, she's alone. So we've seen how Superman deals with it when he's alone. And now we've seen how Supergirl deals with it when she's alone. And it is very different because everyone does their own thing when they're grieving, especially when you're alone in the universe and all your people are dead or going to die. And for her, it made more sense that she listens to her music, she gets in her feels. The only thing that makes her happy in the moment is her dog, Crypto, which, shout out to all the CGI background they did with him because it's always kind of fun to see him being a dog. Shout out to James Gunn. He's a big dog owner. We see it throughout his work. And it is a lighthearted moment, and it makes more sense that there is a strong connection with her dog because her dog is what brings her that whimsicalness of like, oh, I can be okay. And I think that's why it's a great plot device to get him poisoned to make her go on her journey.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I love that it was done with the pressure of time. Because I mean, here's the thing. I'm no dum dum. They're not going to kill Crypto. I know this. I'm fully aware. But here's the thing. I'm definitely a journey, not destination person when it comes to stories. Like, I want to see how she deals with the fact that she thinks her dog is going to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I loved about it. It's like the time pressure. And then it's like, not only, she's like, fine, like her. And it's funny because she knows Lobo and I don't know where from, but she knows of him. Now, they don't explain that, which is fine. They don't have to. They may do it in another movie. But I like that she and Lobo are a little the same, where they're sort of like, I don't need anybody else. I do everything by myself, but you're here and it's convenient, so I'll let you be here. Although she, eventually becomes a very like older sister to this little girl.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, that was a good thing to see. It was just like, take the last thing she has from home, which is her dog, and take that away from her and give her nothing. And what does she do when she has nothing? How does she react?
Yeah. And yeah, I think that does work. The villain is Krim. He shows up at Ruthie's house, who Ruthie is also the side character and the Haley Steinfeld in True Grit of this movie.
Yeah.
She watches both of her parents get murdered. And her brother.
Well, the fucked up part is that her brother gets killed first, and that's purely just a tragic accident.
Yeah.
Because he had no idea
Yeah.
that anything was happening out there, and he just did something a stupid teenage boy would do, which is, oh, let me scare my sister, And he died for it.
Once that happens, she goes around trying to ask people to get revenge. And this part works for me when she's trying to do her, like, and goes into the partying thing where I'm like, I don't know if they could have, I don't know if they could have pulled off depressing partying. Or they did it, but like I feel like we had this conversation just a couple minutes ago, but I feel like it, if they would have started off like fun partying and it would have gotten sad over time, then I'm like, okay, I can understand because like, hey, it's this really high, and then oh fuck, reality. But we don't get that, and one of the things about this movie for me is I feel like if they would have focused more on the characters a little bit more in a lot of situations, then like she has to go to this place, she has to go to this place, she has to go to this place. Then that I feel like the movie would have been kind of cheaper to make, and also I think it would have had like I think it, a lot of things would have been like, oh, okay, this all makes sense now.
I think they sort of give you an idea as to why she's doing the sad thing because if you notice in all of her flashbacks, she's not a little girl. She's the same age she is now. So I think what happened with her mom and with, her home is probably pretty recent for her. I think she's
Yeah.
what, 20?
Great.
She's like 23 or something, right?
Yeah, and to Crystal's point, keep in mind Clark gets to Earth. He doesn't see the destruction. He just learns
Right.
about it. Right?
Mhm.
Kara sees all of it. She sees her people die. She sees her mother die with the poison of kryptonite. And then the last image of her planet is her father crying, saying, "Do better than us. You are our future." Very opposite
Yeah, so she has
what Jor-El would want.
that was a crazy thing where like her parents were basically like, your dad's brother is crazy because he's like, yeah, I'm going to send my infant son to space and say conquer other worlds in our name because we're dying.
Later.
Yeah.
But I actually like that because it shows you that, on any planet there can be people who think one way and you think it's all the same people, but then you have other people who are like, this is stupid. You should do good. Like you should be doing good with what you have where you're going. Like why would you, and it's funny because she's the one who's not the, goody two shoes of the two of them. So, but yeah, it's like, and then here's the thing, like as a woman who watches a lot of media, plays a lot of games and all that stuff, you typically see women get to be the cause of these things for men. But it was interesting to see a woman deal with the loss of loved ones, and that's her driving thing is her parents are dead, her planet is dead, her whole life is destroyed. And then, she has to go to a new planet, a new world with all these memories behind her and like try to deal with it. I think we're dealing with her literally I think maybe she's had a year or two where she's not been on Argo City, that where she was living at the most.
Crystal, you say something that's very interesting to me because, like, you say different medium, and the last big thing to me that has a woman who goes on a revenge journey is Ellie from Last of Us Part 2. And the reactions to that story are very reminiscent of what we're seeing with Supergirl.
Yes.
Because, and it's heartbreaking because I love Last of Us, as you guys know. I think Ellie's an amazing character because she's causing the damage.
What's your
She's
tattoo?
looking for the person. Ta-da!
Oh.
Ellie's tattoo. Yeah,
It's Ellie's tattoo.
Oh wow.
it's Ellie's
That's cool.
tattoo. So I just find it very fascinating that, to your point, like people just they don't get to see that, and when they do, they have this sort of knee-jerk reaction of that they want it to be something else. But like, no, that's the beauty of those two characters, and back to Kara with her journey and revenge. Like we know they're not going to kill Crypto. We know we actually may or might not know what's going to happen to the villain, but we all know how life ends. We all die. So what's the point of living life if we're just going to die? Let's just have a fun time getting there. To
Yeah.
grieving, it's like that's how she grieves.
She's grieving, and then that's when Ruthie shows up, and Ruthie's just like, I want to buy somebody to kill Crim. After some hilarious shenanigans at the bar, she.
Shout out to Wet Leg. I loved hearing that song
Oh,
when she was dancing, by the way.
yes.
Great music all around. All women singers, which I thought was really great.
See, you get it. We'll have a talk when we get to the song. When we'll get there.
No, I actually the first time I heard Wet Leg was they were a guest on SNL UK, and that's the first time I heard their music. So shout out to them. She was like, "Hey, can you help me?" It's like, "No, I don't really want to help you." And she's just like, "I don't want to be a hero. This is my week. I'm taking a personal week off,
This is
and
my birthday week.
I can't like help you." After not really coaxing, Prim has his ship blown up and they have to find a new ship. He steals Supergirl's ship as she's, hanging out and talking to Ruthie, and that's when he shoots Crypto with the dart. Then they go to the shop and they're like, "Hey, you have 72 out. Well, you have three. So I forgot how they phrase it in there.
3 raises.
Three
So 3
raises.
moon raises is what they count their days as.
Yeah, so it has to take place
Yes.
in this specific solar system, correct? For that to happen. She sets the time on the watch that her father gives her, that we find out. She goes on the bus, and the bus part is actually really awesome because you see all those aliens, there's a little bit of character work, those hot tech
Tech
pirates
pirates?
try to attack her, and then she's like, fuck. All right. And the whole crux of that scene
I
is
love that.
yeah,
I
is
love her in that scene, by the way.
When she takes her hand out and she's like, "Oh, wait.
So
Oh,
good.
wait. Hold
It's
on."
so good.
she had nothing but red sun in her. So when she gets booted out of the ship, I'm like, oh shit. And so as soon as that yellow sun hits, that's when it's on. And she basically fucks them up. And everybody's like, what the fuck? And she has to explain to Ruthie, like, yeah, I'm a Kryptonian. Sorry.
It's funny. She's like,
That
"Yeah, whatever."
that was Grayson's first time tearing up when the yellow sun was coming to power up.
Is it
So like I'm a big Soups fan. Like I love the Soups family. So every little like feel good moment, especially in the James Gunn universe or even the old Donner universe, if there's like a good old you're look how beautiful universes can be or make you feel empowering, I'm like fucking stop. You're making me cry. That was the one I was like, God damn. It's just so cool to see her get powered up essentially and just wreak havoc on the bus.
Yes, that was my part. I love when she's like, "All right, time to fuck your shit up. She pissed me off. You're getting
Yeah,
in my way."
so
When she
good.
when she fucking when she fucking took their like, "Where's our engine?" There it is. There's the engine.
Right there.
She's like, "It's here. It's here. Give me what I want or else."
and I do love the fact that she is fluent in most alien languages.
Right? That's so cool. Like that makes sense for her because she's been, she hasn't been on Earth that long. She's been everywhere else but Earth because she doesn't want to go there.
It's very Rick and Morty. It's a weird with the fandom thing because, like, I feel like a Rick and Morty fan would really like this movie, but they don't.
They
Because,
should. Seth Rogen's in it with this laugh.
yeah,
It was laugh as
Right.
one of the funniest characters in the movie.
yeah,
Like it's very much Seth Rogen being Seth Rogen, but miniature size. But yet they still
Tiny Seth
don't,
Rogen.
and it's great. Like I would want one of those hanging around me at work if I could, because that dude's hilarious. But
Yeah.
they don't find that funny, and I'm like, well, that's more for me, I guess, because that's just hilarious.
No, it was very funny. As soon as he talked, I was like, "That's fucking Seth Rogen." It's
Yeah.
like Seth Rogen's in this movie. And like a little cameo throwaway role where he just gets to be silly for like 4 minutes.
that is such an interesting thing because anytime Seth Rogen is in something with voiceover character, you immediately know. Like,
Yeah, he can't hide it really often at all.
Because after that, she she does an interrogation scene, right? Which I thought was really cool.
yeah,
Because it shows the difference between her and her cousin.
Mm-hmm.
I always love the difference between the two because we all know Clark, he finds the good in people, very reminiscent in the past movie, while Kara finds the truth, whether it's good or bad. The
Mhm.
truth is usually good, and you see that the first segment of it with the interrogation scene. That reminded me of the Punisher for some reason from Tom Jane, where she's not going to really kill them,
yeah.
but she's just doing it to prove a point that she can. And I love that, like, cutting one piece of hair off and then the other piece of hair and still having fun as she's, like I think she's drinking that blue Slurpee and eating the shit from that little alien creature. Just fucking
Listen,
This tastes like shit.
that was so fucking funny because you go and you're close up on this thing, shitting out stuff, and that's food. So she goes, "Yeah, I get some of this." And then she's eating, she's like, "Oh, this tastes like shit." That was one of my favorite things. The alien that shits out candy makes candy that tastes like shit.
Oh, God, why is
It's
it taste like
odd.
shit?
And the
Like,
little
it's
girl, she gives the
cute.
little girl, and she tried it. She's like, "Oh." She's like, "This is not good."
Like, but
That
it's
was great.
one of those things where I'm like, what the fuck did you expect?
Oh, and from that too, I loved when she put her in a fucking bubble suit. She's like, "This is how I'm going to protect you. You're going in the bubble wrap."
And then it
Can you
becomes an
move?
escort mission in a video game. And I
Yeah.
love that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. I didn't think about that, but yeah, it is.
It's fine. Most of these older, disgruntled humans hang out with a very annoying child. That's not annoying because he's annoying. That's just the stereotype of the story. Like that's normal. Like it does become an escort mission because I think I mentioned it like on the last show, like Lone Wolf and Cub, The Road, Last of Us, Mando and
Yep.
Grogu. Like that's hot right now. Fucking GoldenEye 64. You had to follow that girl around, and the AI was so bad that she did end up acting like a child. But yeah, it's just a very easy story that people really resonate with.
There's always something you can do with an adult who's being forced to take care of a child they didn't want.
Mhm.
There's always something that they learn from each other because, it's a situation neither of them wanted to be in, but it's the one they're in.
Yeah.
Big Daddy with Adam Sandler is an escort mission.
Yes.
It is, yeah.
A great one.
God. Yeah, I didn't even think about that one. You are right.
Come on, Frankenstein, you want to play in the puddle? Puddle it up. That's what life's all about.
He let him do all that shit, and then he's just like, "Your son's body odor is awful." Oh my god, he's the smelly kid?
Yeah.
Oh no.
And let my kid become the smelly kid in class. What the hell's wrong with you? Oh yes, I had some smelly ones before, but your son's far the smelliest.
That's when they find out that Krim is in this location. So they go to that location and they go to another bar. Like this entire movie is just a cantina movie. like
Mhm.
like every
Yeah,
they go
I
to cantina.
Yeah, it's bar hopping. It's a pub crawl movie.
It's a pub crawl movie. And I'm like, damn, that one cantina scene in Star Wars has changed everything in sci-fi. Where I'm like, God damn, everything is just the Star Wars cantina sequence. Like they even
yeah.
had the music.
Hi, I'm Renata Bliss, and I'm your freestyle dance teacher.
For some reason, she's doing The Girl from Ipanema by Astrid
That was
Gilberto.
so fucking funny. When that song hit, I was like, wait, what? I was like, did they get that on like a radio wave that went out into space? And then they were like, oh, this is great. Let's play this song.
Yeah. And I like this fight because you can always save money in a movie if like things are going on in the background, but we don't see it. We just see the reaction of somebody reacting to it. She's like, "Hey, Ruthie, stay over there," and then you hear all the noise and shit. And I'm like, "This is a very cost-effective fight," and I appreciate that.
And it also plays to like Ruthie actually seeing it fully in action, and we already know what to expect.
Yeah,
So now
Right.
Ruthie's just like, oh, she is this powerful Kryptonian that can do whatever I want if I have my way with it. But it just,
Yeah, and even
I love
still,
that
she
scene.
doesn't. It was great. No, it was Nate. It was great seeing her realize exactly, like, who she was, like what she was capable of. And, but if even to me, I think she even gets more of a realization when well, no, you're right. She sees what she's capable of. But then in that third fight scene, the one that's like emotional, she realizes this person actually cares about her now
Yeah.
and is also doing everything she can to make sure she's at her full potential in that scene. And Ruthie's like, oh shit, this is a person who could do anything, could, be just like these awful people because she's that powerful, but she's not.
Yeah.
And then she was kind of shitty before too. She was kind of a shitty asshole who didn't want to do anything to help anybody else. And at that point, she becomes, we see these little stepping stones to Kara realizing what her parents meant and what they wanted for her, and finally coming to that. So it was really nice
which
little
I do
circle moment
love.
there. But
How crazy Clark's parents are, because they dedicate a line of dialogue right before the planet explodes to be like, "Yo, the the Cal the Kal-El kids are the Kal-El parents are crazy as fuck. You do not want to be a part of it."
we're not doing that. We're not doing that. That's not happening.
Yo, no, we're not.
And
And
I
we,
will say to your point, Drew, like because of how crazy they are, it does like fill into the whole point of like what Kara doesn't want to be.
yeah,
Because and I think that's why like my favorite parts are the Krypton stuff. Like I like being on the planet. I
perfect.
like seeing it being destroyed in a very like for me, like when it was getting destroyed, I was like, "Oh, this is so real. What life right now? What's going on in the world?" And it's kind of reminiscent to the first Superman movie where they're having the Palestine-Israel war going on. You have that poor kid just raising Superman flags. It's like these films are becoming so timely. It's kind of scary to think about,
Yeah,
just because of what's happening in the world right now by really dumb men, essentially.
Yeah,
they're just trying.
pretty much.
And it's not on purpose too. Like they just come out and look where we are now. And that makes sense, like, to see Krypton being destroyed the way it is. And then at the end of it, it's just this little bubble just poisoned by the wars that have gone on to the kryptonite. But I'm jumping ahead, I guess.
No, no, like, I was actually gonna get to that after I got to this point. I was just gonna lump all the flashbacks into one segment. They meet up with the person who owns the cantina. The person that owns the cantina says, "You could stay here for a couple hours." She tells the story about that flashback, her getting sent off, and they're waiting around, and the people who let them in, talk about their daughter, and they're just being very squirmy because we see them contact like one of the like seedy dudes in the bar. Kara comes downstairs, takes a drink of tea, and it's actually the agent that they poison Crypto with her, and she's like,
Yeah.
"Fuck." It's like, "Oh God, wait, give me." It's like this would kill a normal person. Where's the milk? And like she's throwing up as she's like doing all of that, but Krim comes down to capture her because this is when you find out that Krim is a sex trafficker. So I'm like I was not expecting that storyline in this movie. I mean, it doesn't have like the teeth to it where it's just like sex traffickers, like we're just transporting brides. And they're like,
Mhm.
Okay, this is clearly sex trafficking." That's when that fight happens, and she's not like 100% uh where she needs to be. She's wearing the blondie shirt and doing all that other shit. This is the point where like everybody's talking about the big plot flaw of the movie and how Crypto couldn't move to the yellow sun, but at the same time, if you made something that to box Crypto in, you could like fly him out to the yellow sun and then he would just get better. If I were to rewrite this movie, I would have her get the antidote from Krim earlier. So you go back, she goes back to Crypto, and the girl's just like, "Hey, are we gonna go save these kids?" I don't know. And then that conflict of, should I go back to be a hero again? Or should I got mine, you ain't gonna get yours. So, and I feel like that would have had more weight to it. And honestly, I would have done that solely so you can get scenes with Crypto and Lobo. Because I feel like that is money left on the table that you didn't get a scene with the two of those together.
I would do you one better, have Crypto attack Krim, like John Wick Chapter 2, where you see the dog rip apart the villain of that movie.
But I think the only reason that didn't happen is because that's how it ended Superman. I do love that idea, but yeah, I
Yeah.
would have loved Crypto in that final fight. I feel like they were like, "How much is Crypto gonna cost to animate?" Yeah, let's see, Crypto.
No. I think there was a conscious effort not to have Crypto do Crypto things because they already did that in the Superman movie, maybe.
Yeah.
But in I don't think it takes away from what we got though, because I actually like the conversation the ending has around this movie with what Kara does.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's
Yep.
something that I think that means more than seeing Crypto run around like having a good time and see him get. You want the villain to die, of course, right? Because he is a sex trafficker. He is a very evil person, just like the government is right now, or especially who's in running the government. So to see a woman make that decision is much more powerful to me than seeing a dog go, ha, the dog gets him. No, you want to see Kara make that decision. And
Yeah.
the way she does it is very powerful to me
Yeah.
because she hides the innocence from it. And she does it because she knows she can handle it. And it's good in quotations and where, again, she's not Cal. Cal would never kill.
Yes.
Kara would in order to protect the lives of innocents because sometimes the people who are evil still don't get it.
That's exactly right. Like, that was very satisfying for me to see because she knew that one, Ruthie didn't need that. And that's just something that I think a lot of older maternal figures and sister figures will do for younger people is they'll be like, okay, I have to shoulder this for you because that's part of protecting you in this world. And that's what she's doing, even because her parents couldn't do it for her anymore because they got sick and they died. So
Yeah.
Kara, in her process through grieving, she becomes that person for this little girl. And that's what ultimately heals her. It's not even killing him. She did that because one, you pissed me off, you hurt my dog.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Two, you pissed me off because you hurt this little kid.
Yep.
And then she didn't say it. But three, you can't let someone like that live.
Yeah.
Like that's a person who's completely irredeemable, reprehensible. Even he knows it when he's dying. Like he knows that he's a piece of garbage. Again, it was very satisfying watching her do that. I do think also to your point, Grayson, Crypto already did that thing with Lex Luthor. He went apeshit on Lex Luthor in the first movie. So we didn't really, like you said, we didn't really need to see it again. And I do think it's more powerful to watch, like you said, watch Kara really take ownership of that whole stuff, or that whole scene right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Any good parental figure would do that for their child. They would
Yeah.
make the rough
Yes.
decisions.
Because that's what you have to do. You have to be the one that makes you do, who does the hard stuff for them when they're too little to do it for themselves.
So Krim comes in, kills the family and the girl that they said they were going to exchange for Ruthie. And,
That was crazy.
and then he
I
starts.
was not expecting that, but it really helped with everything. That made a lot of sense for him to do. But I was like, oh, they went there.
He's doing.
I
he
applauded the
got
movie
too.
for doing that.
Yes.
Yeah, it was
they had
great.
the balls to do that.
Are you calling me a liar? No. Well, I am.
Lobo's actually doing stuff too. Lobo is there trying to find the second in command for Krim's.
Yes.
Okay.
His little squad. His like best buddy.
Yeah. And so Lobo is just like, yeah. Or whatever the fuck. They're like, whatever the fuck Lobo does. And
I'm Bruce Momoa. I'm having a good time.
Exactly.
Like, you go, Jason. You're rooting for you too. You were born for this role.
He really was. He's having such a good time.
And honestly, if you watch Fast 10, I was telling Crystal this yesterday, but if you watch Fast 10, he's just fucking Lobo. Like, that's his character.
He's the best part of that movie.
Yeah. Because
he stands out in a good way.
He's a bad guy who's unhinged and has fun doing it.
So she goes out into space. This is the moment she tears up in space because she didn't want anyone to see her cry. Which, like, that scene is very powerful. It's very good. Like,
yeah,
I feel like a lot of the people that hated this movie are just like, what? I don't get that. And like, I don't think you really.
It's woman's rage, right, Crystal?
Oh yeah, people would be terrified to know just how angry and vengeful women can and probably should be. Female rage is very interesting because we're not allowed to be angry the same way that men are half the time. We have to be sad. We can be sad and we can be quote unquote hysterical. That's how we're allowed to be angry. But I think if a lot of, I'll say that straight white men specifically, understood the amount of rage that some women have at the way we're supposed to be like pushed in these little tiny boxes that make everyone else comfortable, they would be terrified. Because both of them are going through that. Both of them have that rage, the little girl and Kara. I love that moment where they're resting and, Kara tells her story and she they have that bonding moment where it's like both of them, have to realize they've lost everything and now they have each other right now. It was very nice. I really liked that part because it leads into that whole, her rage at, not having helped this girl, not being able to save that family, even though they fucked her over, but she's still like, they didn't deserve to die, especially the girl.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it was very good, very powerful moment. I loved it a lot.
They were doing it to get the kid back. So, like,
yeah, and you understand they're just people who were in a fucked up circumstance and they didn't have any other choice. I think any parent would do that, to be honest with you. Any parent who was forced with the knowledge that their daughter is going to be basically taken off to be a sex slave, for lack of a better phrase or word or turn of phrase, they would do anything to get her out of that because that's fucking terrible. Like, I mean, what's the movie? Oh my gosh. The Mad Max, The Wives.
Fury Road.
Yeah, Fury Road. That's, that's the whole thing there. You saw how awful that shit was.
Mm-hmm.
It's a subject that doesn't really get talked about in movies. Wonder why.
I thought when they brought it up. Oh, go ahead.
Barbie. I would say Barbie is the last big one I can remember where they had a whole scene where America Ferrera was talking about how you can't be too skinny, can't be too big, can't show that you're sad, can't show that you're mad, have to wear the right amount of makeup, not too much or no less. And I forgot how the dialogue went, but I saw it recently before this movie came out, and it just like fucking broke my heart because like that movie's still reminiscent. It only came out like what 2, 3, 4 years ago.
3 years ago, yeah.
It's just like fuck. Barbie is an amazing movie, and we still have very little woman leads in film besides this one that just came out this year, as big as it is with the budget it's been given.
And I had talked into our group chat about this, and then I guess in the podcast, The Big Picture, they talk about this too. I feel like this movie should have been directed by a woman.
I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I,
that would have been better.
yeah.
They
I
they
agree.
would have elevated it a little more, I think.
I like Lars and the
Yeah,
Real Girl and I Tanya.
I love Fright Night remake.
Oh
I
yeah,
like Craig,
that's a really good
That's
remake.
the
but
one
like,
with David Tennant, correct?
yeah,
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 That one
one they're
actually is really fun.
interstellar.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I really like that one. But it's like I in my notes I put two other filmmakers who have done super movies in the past that isn't Patty Jenkins. Like Kathy Young could have probably come back to DC World because they did Birds of Prey, or get Lexi Alexander who did Punisher Warzone. And I don't fault her for that movie with its problems. I fault Marvel because they didn't support her. But
yeah,
there's a lot of working filmmakers that are not named Greta Gerwig, Patty Jenkins, or Nina DaCosta that could have been given an opportunity or chance to direct this movie and should have been given a chance to direct this movie. But also, this is owned by Warner Brothers, which is David Zaslav, which is not going to be owned by fucking what's his name from Skydance, him and his dad, David and Larry Ellison. So maybe they had to say that James couldn't cast a woman director. I don't know. I'm just projecting. I really don't know. But I do
I mean, you're
want
probably right.
the behind the scenes of like I don't think the people who you think are in charge of this movie are just Peter Safran and James Gunn had that decision or could make that decision. We did get a woman writer, which is fantastic. There should have been a
And
woman
she did the
director on
whole thing
this
by
to give.
herself.
Mhm.
yeah.
That's
Like
crazy.
There,
That's
sh-
great. That's
there should
hard.
have been a woman's touch on this movie for directing because I love Craig, but there's just certain things I'm like, you do your head twists a bit when you're watching it,
yeah.
you know?
Yes. There are a few like that. Yeah, for sure.
And I said I wanted to talk about this, but we get into the flashbacks that happen throughout the movie. Um,
Yeah.
it's solid screenplay stuff. Sometimes you need like to find the story out like as the story's going because that makes you empathize with everyone uh faster or you understand. So the flashbacks are essentially, hey, we're breaking off from Krypton because we're the rich Kryptonians and then planet explodes. We see Clark go to Earth and then we see them live their life out. Come to find out that that entire soil is been poisoned by kryptonite because the planet blew up. And as everyone's dying, she's sent off to a ship to Earth to meet Clark. And you see the flashbacks of Clark reacting to her and then having her live in the city. And those are like all the flashbacks. I described them all. When Clark shows up,
I cried.
I'm like, he's so good. Like,
Yeah.
it's a thing where Toby Maguire is so good at being Spider. Like Toby Maguire is a piece of shit as a person, but like he's so good at being Spider-Man.
He just saw the paparazzi. They were in his way, Drew.
Oh, okay,
All
well,
they had to do was move.
my bad.
I
I
mean,
forgot about that. Go
was
watch Smalley's
he
Game, everybody. Um,
wasn't he part of the
Pussy
quote
Posse.
unquote pussy posse?
Yes.
Anybody who's a part of the pussy posse cannot be that good of a person. I'm sorry. It's just
Oh, so they
you
liking
know
cats is a bad thing,
That was
Crystal?
emo Maguire. That wasn't good Maguire. It was this
oh
emo
that
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 got
was
attention.
The hair flip.
That was
that was
it.
jazz dancing, jazz hands, emo McGuire.
Exactly. Wait to get a load of this, and he just the jazz hands kicked in. That's how they got into the.
But when Corn Sweat just walks in, because somebody had to use the bathroom during this, but Corn Sweat walks in and he does that whole speech to her, like, "Hey, I I know who you are, but you don't know who I am, but I don't want to make you feel afraid, but I'm here to help you, but I know you're afraid." And he's doing all of that acting in that like minute and a half, and I'm like, "Fuck, that
Mhm.
is really good."
I love he's like so wholesome and so Superman, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna throw up by the way, like 3, 2, 1,"
Mhm.
and you then like, and it cuts to her in the city, just hearing everything, and the powers are hitting her, and it like hits her hard, and I love that because he went through it himself, or he's seen people go through it when during his many battles of being Superman on the planet. It just is like, damn, like he just brings this sense of like wonder and care that like even though you're gonna probably feel like shit I'm here. You're going to be okay. And that's the most human you can be at it. I mean, it's funny because he's an alien, but that's the most human you can be with anyone. It's just like, don't freak out. Everything's going to be fine. I'm here. I got you. The Fortress of Solitude's over there. Cut to fucking city life. How can anyone live in the city? And I'm pretty sure Clark has shown her music, hence her listening to music constantly. And then that becomes her
on
world
an
and how
iPod Classic, and I'm like, "There's James Gunn. There he is. All right, let's go." Like,
David to me was every scene he was on, I fell in love with Mr. Superman. I always have. I think he was a great choice since I remember watching him in Ryan Murphy's Hollywoodland
yeah,
and then Ty West's movie The Pearl.
yeah,
And I'm
he's
like, oh,
great
this
in
guy's
Pearl,
really good. And then he's Superman apparently. And he's born for that role.
and
It's
he's
very Reeve-esque, like he is meant for that role.
and about 3 weeks ago, we watched, Twisters, and he's good in that too. I had never seen Twisters.
He was filming that when he got
I saw
when
that
it was
video.
announced he was Superman. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
which was crazy.
David, congrats! Let's go! That's our Superman, baby! That's our Superman, baby! Yeah! I'm gonna try to fly! Oh no!
Supergirl stops Ruthie from killing Krim, and then that's when the family dies. Supergirl wants to go find Krim alone, and that's when she's escorted to the planet that he's on. And with this planet, it has a green sun in the night and a yellow sun in the day. So the green sun takes away her powers because kryptonite. Um,
Yeah, but why is the sun made of kryptonite? Is kryptonite made of
So
sun?
that's
I
like
have
my
questions.
that was my big critique. This is where I felt like they had to use a plot device to slow the movie down to give
Yeah.
Ruthie her moment to shine with Lobo. And that's where I was like, it's painfully obvious that they had to sideline our main character for this.
Mm.
Even
Oh,
in
yeah.
the amazing flashback scene. But I'm like, oh, you just made her useless again.
yeah. And then she's dying
Yeah, they're.
dying in the cave.
Go ahead.
And this is the moment where, like, as soon as you guys said that, I was just like, you guys actually know the historical reason why kryptonite exists?
No, please.
Okay, so when they were doing the Superman radio show, it was like day after day after day after day. And the guy who was writing it is like, fuck, we need a day off. What do we do to get a day off? And he came up with kryptonite. And so, like, in one of the radio shows, Superman to touch a kryptonite, so he's out of power. So it was like a couple days off for him, and then they slowly went into the comic book, and that became the source of him like having that weakness.
I do like kryptonite because it makes sense that on their planet that would be a natural thing that sort of like nerfed their powers in a weird way because they're just normal on their planet. They can't do any of that shit. So it makes sense that when they go somewhere else, there, whatever reason, they absorb energy. Maybe that's why that's like a bad energy they absorb. I think it makes them. Well, it makes her mom sick in the lungs, right? She has like a lung disease. Isn't that what happens?
Basically, it's like comes cancer. Like they kind of it's just
Yeah, it's like
cancer.
you could be you could have like what's it called, financial compensation if you have mesothelioma or whatever it is. The lung disease you get from being in the mines too much.
You could have
It's kind of like that. But no, that makes sense because that's their planet is made of that at the core, and so it's something that keeps them grounded, literally. And then anywhere else where it's not there, it's like, oh, with our DNA, we can take power from the sun and make it into power for us. So yeah, that makes sense. And they probably reworked that. They did it backwards.
I will have to say, when I was a young lad, I knew Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, wasn't very good, but I found it much more enjoyable than Superman 3. But I always found it funny. That's how I learned Superman ran on solar power, just like the bad guy.
Mhm.
So I'm like, what a weird way to make a call back to Superman 4, Quest for Peace, by having our own main character run on fucking solar power. But I digress with that one, I guess. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, like
I think they used kryptonite really weirdly in this movie, though. I will say that, like the green sun, and then when we get to the end, we'll talk
on the darts. I legitimately was pissed at the dart stuff.
I was very. What did I tell you in the theater? I literally turned to you and I was like, how does he know about that? Why would he know about that? Why would Krem, of all people, No, if I inject her with kryptonite that's been distilled into a liquid, she'll die.
You know how
Why would he know that? Why would he know
This
that?
is the
kryptonites
point
are.
where we get to see her be Supergirl, and you fucking just stop the movie to explain that, oh, I made darts for you. Like, shut up, Lex Luthor wannabe. I don't care about your real estate scam. Just get your ass kicked now. The movie's called Supergirl,
Yes.
not Creme Girl. I want to see Creme get his ass kicked by Supergirl. Let me have fun. Don't stop the movie just for your bullshit explanation that doesn't mean anything throughout the rest of it.
Thank you. I don't understand. I mean, like, my only guess is something got cut. If that makes sense, because I'm like, okay, I get you're telling me they make their own poison that's very useful and their own antidote. So they're a science-minded barbarian people, I guess. But when would he have had the time to find out she's Kryptonian? Does he ever? I don't remember him ever making that mention at all in the movie that she's a Kryptonian.
They do.
They
when
do?
They're walking through. I think it was the prison when
Yeah.
Lobo.
Okay.
You're like, oh, imagine having a Kryptonian head on your walls like a trophy.
Yes.
He's like, oh, yeah,
Okay,
we'll
so
fix
everyone
this
knows.
eventually. Yes.
So does that mean that like everyone knows Kryptonians that get off world are powerful as fuck?
I would assume so.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
so there had to have been
there's
like
no-
other instances.
Then there should be something in before if
Thank
they get
you.
a draft
Yeah.
where it explains that they know they can make kryptonite a weapon against her. That would make
Right, exactly.
make sense why that scene would stop and go, oh, she's vulnerable again. And that's always been my whole thing being a Supes fan is that for some reason people go like, oh, they're just too perfect because they don't have any weaknesses. Like, no, they have weaknesses. Kryptonite's one of them, but they don't. They always have to like do wiggle room to make it work, and it's just really frustrating because like, no, it doesn't have to be like as complex as a fucking crypto dart knife or whatever. Just make it interesting of how they use it. Like it could have been. I really have a fucking sword, and then she can use Ruby's sword versus the kryptonite created sword that Krem can use, and then she takes her sword and breaks it. Sorry, now I'm by rewriting the movie, which is something I shouldn't do. But it's just like that would be more interesting than a fucking like look at my dart. You see how badass this is?
That was so weird. I was like, why are we giving him another moment to be like cool evil man? I don't care anymore. I want him gone. Like I want him out of the movie.
Lobo is just also chasing him instead of the second best friend.
And that leads to another problem with me where I feel that if anybody should have saved Kara, it would have been Crypto. And like if you bring Crypto back for the third act, I'm still harping on this because I know there's so much money left on. Like if Lobo was an asshole to everybody, it was something
He
to
loves
affect
dogs.
the dog loved it. Like if he's
A guy named Lobo loves dogs? No way.
it like if it was one of those things where it's just like, I love this dog because he understands me. Like that
Because he's chaos. Because he's
that
chaos.
is a very James Gunn thing. That would be a very James Gunn thing to
Yes,
do.
like that should have been what that relationship was. The sun sets and now it's a yellow sun and she has her costume. And that's when this is the first time she shows up as Supergirl to save Ruthie in on that ship.
Which was fantastic.
Yeah. And the ship crashes as she's saving her after she gets hit with the kryptonite darts for some reason. Lobo saves them and helps out with the fight, and then she goes to save the sex brides, and I'm like, there's a lot going on, and then that's when that needle drop happens, and I didn't initially know the song.
It's a cover.
Yeah.
Listen. No, he didn't know the song at all.
Wait, what?
See, thank you. Because he's like, I don't understand that needle drop. It didn't make any sense. And I was like, what do you mean it didn't make any sense? I was like, you're not listening to the lyrics? Yeah, it just takes some time. Little girl, you're in the middle of the right. It just takes some time. It'll be okay. Like, come on.
Don't give up yourself out yet.
I got the one in Captain
Right.
Marvel while she was fighting, and it was because she's just a girl. But this one was a little too on the nose. Okay,
It's fine. Sometimes
as a
things can be on the
Captain
nose and it's
Marvel
fun.
stan,
Yeah, sometimes it's okay.
It's very okay.
Yeah, shut up, both of you. But yeah.
No, but that needle drop was incredible. That was an amazing song for that moment because it's just so perfect. It's just, she's finally okay.
Yeah, you know what works if Grayson's crying.
It was so good. I loved it. I was emotional. I wasn't crying because I tend not to let myself do that in public because then it'll get ugly and weird and snot
Then
blowy.
it would just have a conversation about how it's okay to cry. It's okay. No,
You don't understand. All the tubing mascara would go onto my face like fucking spider legs. It would be a mess. No, but it was just seeing her do all those things because it's like I said, it's that moment where they're both realizing something about themselves. It's that Ruthie is seeing what you can do and how you can use the power that you do have, which is, Kara is taking care of the bad guys and making sure she and those other girls are safe. This is a person who cares about them and their well-being in a world that doesn't give a shit about them half the time. And then, Kara is like, this is what my parents meant. This is what they wanted me to do, which was, see what the truth is in people, but then do the right thing for people who can't do it, who are otherwise, not powerful enough to help and protect themselves. That's where I come in. And maybe, I don't treat the bad guys nicely, but I make sure that the good people are taken care of. I make sure that the good people are not hurt and that justice is served in a way that she deems fit, which, it's different than her cousin, but, that is what it is. He was raised in Kansas with loving parents. She lost everything and got shoved out into the universe. So,
which
basically watching her dad die as she was leaving.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which, like, how the world is now, being raised in Kansas, Clark's parents would be MAGA. They'd be MAGA as fuck.
I mean, I see what you're saying. I don't think so either.
I don't think so because they would still be the goodness of their heart.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
They would know what's wrong.
There's a lot of people who are, of that, I don't want to say persuasion, but like people from the South and people who are very country, people who are very like, Appalachian. There's a lot of them who are very, very, very strongly like left liberal leaning, where they're just like, this is wrong. I know it's wrong and I don't like it. I think that's what his parents would be like, because that's how you would get a man like Clark in today's environment. These people who would, in our environment say, no, I'm not going to vote. I'm not going to support that. That is wrong. It goes against core values I have. I can't do that. There are people like that. And I think that's the kind of people Clark Kent would have to be the man he is now.
And I don't think Ma and Pa Kent are easily swayed by the rest of the sheep. They're very much their own people, and it shows a lot in even comics and even Smallville. Like, I know there's one episode of Smallville that sticks out to me. It was during when Scram was coming out because illegal alien stuff and ICE and all that, where Clark has a conversation about being an alien himself when his mom, Ma Kent, played by I think it was Annette O'Toole, was thinking about calling in. And that version of Ma was just going with the flow, forgetting what her husband would want and where she came from on her own, because she was just becoming brainwashed by what was going on, even forgetting her own son's a legal alien. So I don't think the Kents are definitely the America that we want to be, but more so the human beings we want to be. I say the America part because everyone says it's Superman with America. He's far from being American. He's just so happens to land on Candace. Like, imagine him landing in Russia. Oh, wait, we had that. And that's one of the best Superman stories ever made, which is Red Son.
Red Son, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Yes. So, yeah, I don't think it would be MAGA. I think they'd be very much worried about government in general because of how both sides are, unfortunately, with this country. There is no all sides. There's only two parties. I love Superman. I'm sorry.
No, that's fair.
No.
I love to have an expert because I'm like not an expert. I will admit, up until the last Superman with David Cornswell, where he was, the Clark that actually gets angry sometimes and like shows those kinds of feelings and stuff like that. I was not super duper into Superman. I was much more of a Batman person because I was like, he just has superpowers, whatever. But I'm like, Batman has to figure stuff out. The way they did the Superman stuff with this turn was very interesting to me because he was allowed to be angry for the right reasons. That was cool. I liked that. So I like that they're doing that with Kara too, just on a different spectrum, other end of the spectrum.
And like for me, like my connection with Superman comes to my family because my uncle was a big Superman fan, and coming from like a lower middle, I would just say lower household in general, being raised by like 5 people. One was two were my grandmother and my uncle. Every time before I go to bed, he would like pick me up and do Superman, which would I would have my hands out, and he would carry me like I'm flying to bed, and that always stuck with me as a child, and still to this day. And that was like how I became a big Superman fan, especially with the animated series. Like for Batman, for me, it was like I can't relate to a really very privileged dude who has all the money in the world and sending people to the insane asylum, and they really just need to go to a hospital for help.
Yeah.
That was always my take with Batman. With every single villain he ever had. Not as saying Batman's bad. Like, I like Batman. It's just I can't relate to Batman where I can with Superman, especially being a fair man, because even Superman, he's isolated from the world. He does feel alone, just like the queer community. So I always thought that was interesting with him. And then my background, my uncle, and I don't know, it's just nice to feel with Superman, like, there's always gonna be someone looking out for you, whether it be a god or a religion or whatever, or just your parent or your uncle to tell you that everything is going to be okay, just like that song did, which with Give Me a Rose from the middle.
Yeah,
And that's what I
because
love about
Kara was fine.
and that's what I love about the suits, especially Superman and Kara, and I love John Kent, the bisexual son of Clark, which I hope he gets his movie one day. But yeah, I'm a big Superman fan, so, like,
That was the kid
I
from
like Man of Steel,
Superman and
but
Lois,
I
right?
don't love it. What was that, Drew?
That was the kid from Superman and Lois, correct?
Yes, that's he had his own comic, and then they put him in the show, which was great. And I
Okay.
remember when the comic came out, they showed him kissing a pink-haired man, and he was wearing the suit while he was doing it. And I saw Maya get super pissed, and I went, "That's Superman, though. Like, he would be
Hey.
for that. Like, that's
Yeah,
not woke.
I agree.
That's literally what he was talking about when you were all reading. He punched fucking Hitler like Captain America did.
But like,
They all forget that
but
now.
was
They really do all forget
but
that
was
that they're
Hitler
He
like?
fought
they're
Ali, and he carried him.
But and this is funny because once Kara has the sunlight hit her, like everything just becomes easy. So like Krim just gets fucked up, just easy. Like it's comical how fucked up he gets. Just like 1, 2, 3,
But
4, 5.
it should be.
Yes.
We should see a piece of shit just get his ass handed to him
Yep.
every once in a while, but
Yep.
not too much though, because we have to have the stupid darts.
Oh my god.
Which
Those
stopped to
darts
me
pissed
that
me off.
it stopped the movie actually. I'm like, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Why are we showing an X-ray of her blood, like kind of fighting it, but not like I don't know. It's like watching Spider-Man movies, especially 2. And people like forget like he's not Spider-Man throughout that majority of the movie. He's just bitching about being Spider-Man. Just like how like Dark Knight, he's like, I don't want to be Batman anymore. Motherfucker, the movie's called The Dark Knight. I want to watch you be Batman. This is Supergirl. Like, I don't want to do like I'm sick. I can't be Supergirl. Like, no, be Supergirl. Don't tell the executives to go fuck off. Just be Supergirl. Beat everyone's ass. Make me believe in myself. Cry because you need to cry because we all need to see women cry on screen. Angry cries because fucking go for it, Queen. But
And
So
no,
good.
I'm sick again
yeah.
after being sick for 20 minutes straight of this movie.
Oh, that's right. She had the barfing and then she had the sun. I forgot about that.
Barking, I'm like, I'm all for it. You get it out. Drink
Yeah.
that shitty milk.
No, that was funny
Laying
because like
there,
that's
but laying there going like, I'm like, oh no, you're stopping the movie for exposition.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
I
that was
love,
a
and
little
I'm a sucker for it 'cause I'm like, oh, I love these flashbacks. Keep fucking feeding me these flashbacks because you know how to get David in this movie. But I'm like, just be Supergirl, man. And then it's not her fault. It's the fucking executives above. They're going like, you gotta like make it sure people understand how these movies work. It's like we live in the year
100%.
2026. We're getting a very aware Street Fighter movie.
Yes. They're
I think we'll
beating
be
up a car.
okay.
They're beating up a fucking car in it. Uh uh so they defeat Krim, and she's just like, "Hey, Ruthie, could you go check something in the car for me? I'm gonna go take a shit really quick."
She's like, just go to the car real quick. I gotta take care of something real fast. Don't worry about it. I'm not
And then
gonna kill
she
this guy.
stabs him
It's not gonna happen.
twice. This is for my dog, and this is for everyone else. Boom, stabs twice,
Yeah.
deservedly so, with the sword that Ruthie was
Hmm.
gonna kill him with. They go back and they get the antidote to Crypto, and they're just like, "Oh man, we hang out with Crypto," and then her and Ruthie say goodbye, and she's just like, uh, "Yeah, it's my birthday for another couple days, so you want to hang out?" And me, as like the editor and filmmaker I am, I would immediately smash cut to them just fucking 365 party girl. Yeah.
I
And like,
agree. That's the time you see them party happy together.
yeah,
It was weird not to see
Yes.
them party.
yeah.
They should have been in a bounce house with like milkshakes and stuff that, is appropriate for Ruthie as a teenager, a little teenager.
Give me.
I would argue they go to Earth.
Oh, yeah. Maybe like a theme park.
They would go to
That would
Earth,
have been
and
fun.
that's where Superman has a conversation with this Pez about how she wants to stay.
Yeah.
And the joke is because she's young, she can kind of still feel the effects of being drunk. Well, I'm not drunk. I'm just here because I want to be with my family.
Yeah. Like no, that would have worked. Like I would have loved that. Like I think that would have been really good stuff.
Yeah.
But I do like that final scene where because he's playing so many different emotions as well, where it's just like,
Mhm.
hey, really could have used your help this week. That was kind of hard, and I miss you, but
He's like, I just want you to, be here because I like you. You're my
Yeah.
family.
And then the dog here, who's watching the dog?
yeah,
There's chocolate. There's chocolate.
That's
No.
chocolate. Oh, he's getting the chocolate. That's another thing. Like, I know obviously everyone loves crypto, but like I am such a dog person. Like, it's not even funny. Like I routinely scared the shit out of Drew when he's driving because I will gasp and be like, oh, a bull mastiff, a schnauzer, like, walking on the street. Oh my gosh, is I'm like, is that a corgi? Is that a Welsh Pembroke corgi?
It's actually funny you say that because I see that a lot more with James's work, or even stuff he's not like directing or writing. Like he's definitely producing Supergirl, but like ever since Guardians 3, because it's very known that he passed away before he wrote Guardians 3, and that was a love letter to all animals, including dogs, his dog. So I think it is cool that he's doing this mantle of we all have our animal, and for him, it's he's a dog person. So
Yeah.
it just makes sense that he would have crypto in it. I hope in every single DC show or universe, crypto's there somehow. And
Because
crypto
he's
is like
great.
the R2D2 secret of this universe where they see every fucking thing. And they can't say anything because, he's a dog. But he knows all what has been happening.
Yeah.
And then wild take, you have Kevin Smith be the voice of crypto on some planet, and he explains the MacGuffin of how to stop the villain of Justice League. But that's just me, like being like very much a DC nerd.
That would be funny, actually. Because then, who is it? Maybe the only person who can understand him is Beast Boy.
Yeah, yes, that'd be great.
He's like, are you guys hearing what he's saying? This is wild. Like, he's crazy.
Which is funny because the writer of Supergirl is working on a Teen Titans movie and a Wonder Woman movie.
Nice.
So maybe they'll have some kind of connection to that, but I would be for it.
That'd be fun. But no, Crypto's like, I just love him because he's adorable and a hot little mess. Because I had a dog that was like that. It was like, no, why are you doing that? Don't do that. I had a dog just like that. And then, I literally was like, when I saw baby Crypto, I was like, I want to die. He's so fucking cute.
I love it was a stray dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Just a little found dog. And she's like, oh my gosh, who are you? And it's like, that became everything. And I mean, I know how that is because I had a dog that was kind of like that for me. Like he was a stray dog. We adopted him. And then when me and my ex separated and divorced, I got divorced. He was my dog. He came with me. And so that was my whole thing. And when he was, when he passed away eventually, it was like, oh my God. It was like, how am I ever going to be okay again? And that's how Kara is. She's like, how am I going to be okay if I don't have my fucking dog?
Yeah.
Girl and her dog, man. That's all I got to say. Fantastic.
Yeah. It's no longer a boy and his dog. It's a girl and her dog.
It's a girl and her dog.
But like
I just overall with this movie, I like that Kara is very obviously a girl and she's sort of tomboyish in a way, in the way that she is, but she gets to occupy a very male space as a woman, like just fully a woman and dealing with the stuff. Like, overall, I love that the big thing they went for straight away in this movie is something that is a huge everyday fear for many women and female presenting people, however you want to, in whatever way that is, that you will likely encounter some sort of violation by men or a system that reduces you to your parts. Because that is what happens to all the brides. They are going to be violated by those men and they are being reduced to incubators for their race.
I still can't.
Then it's funny you say that about being reduced to the parts because that's what people are doing with this movie when they're reviewing it, most likely. Especially the Chuds.
Oh, yeah. They 100%.
Like I said, I still can't believe they slipped that in. Like it just seems like something that no one Like, I feel like somebody would have been like, "Oh, sex slaves, we can't have that in this movie." But I feel like if they
I mean,
just flipped it in.
as a woman though, like you just kind of know that in any given, if things get a little crazy enough, that is something that can happen to you. You know, that's that's just something you're kind of constantly aware of. So it makes sense that somebody who identifies as a woman or is female presenting and it presents that way to the world would 100% be like, yeah, that's a threat. That's a major threat here.
Yeah, there's definitely.
You know?
I'm sure James and Peter with Anna, the writer, were definitely like, this has to be told. Like I think it was. There is a reason why this is the second movie of the greater DC cinematic universe, or whatever the term is called for it. And Chapter 1, Monsters and Gods. Like, there's a reason why this is coming out right now, and I think it's just perfectly timely. Where look how people are reacting to it. Look what's going on in the world in the past 2 years since the first Superman movie in this system, in this journey.
Crystal, what would you give this movie?
Well, I know I'm boring with my grade ratings, but honestly, this is me being nitpicky because, I'm also a writer and I am very particular about when things are introduced in movies, I need them to make sense and they need to be planted in there in a way where it doesn't feel like they're shoving it in your face and saying, hey, this is going to come back later. It needs to be done in a way where it's, you're like, oh, that's a thing that makes sense in this conversation and this scene at this point in the movie. And then later, like, oh, that's why they told us that. Mm-hmm. That makes sense. There were a couple things in here that didn't do that for me. So that's why it I was like, I'm going to give it, I said originally a B, but I'm going to give it a B plus A minus, to be honest with you. Just because everything about it is otherwise really, really good. All the characters are so good. They work so well together in every scene. There's not a character in there that I feel like is not doing something they shouldn't be doing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
They're all doing what they would be doing, and it makes the story work.
Yeah.
So that's ultimately what I love about any a good film is that the characters are doing what they would be doing, and the plot is not making them do it. For the most part. So yeah, I would give it like a B plus A minus. It's a fun time again, but I'm also biased because I love seeing women beat up bad men. It's a good time.
Grayson, what would you give the movie?
When I did my notes, it was like a high matinee, but after talking, I low full price. Like it's nice to see, like what Chris was saying, a woman just kick ass, take names, and do her own take on what her husband wouldn't do. Like, I like the ending. I'm the person who would say I understand why Snyder killed Zod with Superman. I get it. But I also go, I don't think that was the right move because Superman is very happy. He gives you hope. Like, in a world that's gray, when he comes out, the sun comes out with him.
Yes.
Kara is like, I don't care if it's day or night, I am going to do what's right for the people who were attacked or taken advantage of. And I agree with her killing that dude, not Ruthie. So the ending for me, I'm like, yeah, she would do it. And I don't have a problem with it because fuck that guy.
Yeah.
He's not going to get better.
No, he's not. And I knew that was going to happen as soon as she was telling her the whole speech because she's right. For Ruthie, that is the wrong thing to do. For a 13-year-old to be like, I need to kill this person to avenge my family, that is not what a 13-year-old needs in their brain that's going to stick with them until they're older. But an adult who's, a grown-up at that time, maybe she might be, how old is she in the movie? Is she like 23, 24 at the most?
Yeah, she's 23.
23. She says she's 23, yeah.
She's 23. So yeah, so she's 23. So, she's like, I can shoulder this for you because it's the right thing to do, but you don't need to be the person that makes the tough right choices right now. You need to be able to grow up without that.
And actually, what I find this is a hot take, maybe, but I found the ending more satisfying than John Wick, and here's why. Because I remember watching John Wick with a friend of mine recently, and they did not like how the bad guy did not get it very bad like John. He just died very bullshitly, and then John fought the dad of the bank holder, of the one who actually killed the dog. Here, Kara does kill the person who almost killed her dog, and it is much more satisfying. Because as any dog on her nose, especially recently in LA, those motherfuckers should have gotten it, killing that poor dog in the Knicks game. It was very satisfying to see that asshole get it for almost killing Crypto. And would have been happy to see that dog die if it wasn't for the vaccine that plot device wise is somehow always around the person who also shoots the dart. What I digress. Whatever, it's stupid, but it works.
Yeah.
But like, we were very happy to see Kara kill him. I was. Fuck him.
I was.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Great time. Female vengeance is awesome. I love it. I love seeing women get revenge.
I give this movie 3 out of 5. I feel that there was.
Did you change your letterbox review?
I
saw 2.5 the other day, and I was like, "Get the fuck out, Drew. There's gonna be some fighting words."
Yeah, no, like I said, after, like you said,
Yeah,
after this,
boost that rating up, buddy.
I boosted up a full star. I like who she is as a character, and I feel parts of the story, are lacking a little bit, but I feel her charisma pulls them out and makes it a solid movie. Like I said, I feel there are some story things where with a more experienced screenwriter and like a person that could punch it up a little bit more, I feel like a lot of those things would have got ironed out, but they didn't. So that's the reason why I give the grade I give it.
They should have gotten Diablo Cody.
No, she was duped. She
Oh,
was
I
doing
mean-
Forbidden Fruits. Crystal and I
Which
were
I
watching
like.
it.
I did like Forbidden Fruits.
We didn't.
I haven't seen it all the way. We started watching it, but I was like, "Oh, this is fun." I was like, "This is Mean Girls, but they're witches."
Yes.
Yeah, intense.
That's all I
She's
need to be.
Regina George.
Once again, thank you, Grace and Crystal, for coming on to the show. This was fun. Normally at Home Wrestling League, we just, end stuff. So that's what I'm just going to do.